Hey, good morning, all. Happy Tuesday to you. Today we're going to do a practice learning check from Freedom Riders. All right, and we're going to use character. And if you remember last week or before we went on break, you had an opportunity to create a community board in class. All right, providing a character trait for each character as we viewed the movie. So that's something that you can go back and access and make reference to. All right. And so I'm just going to walk you through this, all right, kind of slowly. And so this might be a little longer than usual, but we'll just get through it, all right. And then you guys will have an opportunity to practice a learning check. Primarily, what you're going to practice here is just going back to and reviewing what the expectations are for a CCC paragraph. All right. So that's claim, cite, clarify. We feel that this is just a general approach to most of our discourse in education, all right, or even in the world, right? Like we make claims, we have to support the claims, and then we have to talk about the claims, all right? And so that's kind of what how we're approaching this, okay? So this is practice for that, and I'll get to the assessment piece here in just a moment, and how that's going to look, all right? So really what you're going to demonstrate to us here, or to yourselves ultimately, is that you can make, support, and clarify claims about a core character trait. This is what we mean about a core character trait, that you believe that this is actually a part of this character's core, all right? That if you spent enough time, that if you got to know him or her, all right, you would determine that this is just a part of who they are, all right. And so I know a lot of us made some snap judgments. I know some of us probably changed our views of characters as the movie went on, and I think that that's important, because I think that that's how things go in real life, all right. And so as you're thinking about selecting these core character traits, or these character traits, be thinking about, this is core to this person's character. That's what we mean. Okie dokie. And so here's your prompt. Using the CCC format, make, support, and clarify a core character trait for one of the characters from the movie Freedom Riders. All right. It doesn't matter to us, to me, which one you choose. Okay. Um, and again, I think that character judge assignment back in collaborative community would be a good place to go and start with this. All right. And so go back, reflect on that, review that. In the task instructions here now, select a character to use for this practice learning check. And then I really want you to think about that character and identify a core character trait for your selected character. And then I need you to make sure you're using a term from that character traits resource that we provided for you. And here's a link to it right here. And so it's easy for you to access. Okay. And then we want you to use this CCC template. Okay. And this is just to help you kind of gather and organize your thinking before we turn it into a paragraph down below. Okay. So for your claim, you're just going to make a straightforward claim about your character's trait, like Sally is honest. Okay. And so this should be a really short, sweet, to the point sentence. Blank is blank. All right. Is how you should present this. Okay. Because that's what you're making the claim about. That's what we're going to go on to support and defend. Okay. Then you need your cite. Okay. And for this, we're going to ask you to do something a little differently, maybe not surprisingly, but I want to make sure that we understand what we're asking you to do here. Okay. And so you're going to have to use dialogue to support your claim. Okay. And so it's either going to be words that directly came from the character's mouth, or words from other characters' mouths, all right, that helped you arrive at your discovery about this character's core trait. Okay. Now, obviously, you didn't memorize the movie. So you're going to have to go back to those movie segments, all right, in classwork. And you're going to have to find the segment. You're going to have to go back and replay it. And then you're going to have to either type down or write down, all right, what dialogue you're going to use. Okay. It's important that it's the exact dialogue. So you may have to go back and listen to that a few times. All right. So please make sure that you're accurately capturing the dialogue of the character or other characters. All right. And again, you're using those words, because oftentimes, we make judgments about characters based off of what they say. So that's what we're focusing on here with dialogue, and that's why we're using dialogue. Now, to give your citation, your parenthetical at the end. Okay. I need you to provide the character's name who said it. If Ava is your character, use Ava. But if Jamal said something that you're using, then you would say Jamal. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay. And then what segment you got it from. All right. So character, comma, what segment, number, and then that should be in parentheses after the dialogue, and that will indicate to us where you were in the movie when you discovered this core character trait for your character. All right. Then moving down to clarify. All right. And this is always the harder one, because I think what we want to do here by default is we want to clarify the site, and that is not what we're supposed to be doing. Okay. And even though that this is a straightforward claim, all right, you still need to clarify what you mean by that. So always begin with clarifying or making clear your claim and then making reference to the site. Okay. So for instance, if I said Sally is honest, okay, we see this part of Sally's character, honesty, when she interacts with other people. Here in this segment, all right, and so now I'm going on to explain how I made this discovery and why I believe that it does support the idea or the notion or my claim that Sally is honest. Okay, no, Sally is not one of the characters. That's just a generic name that I threw out there. All right, so again, your clarify should be longer than the rest. Okay, your claim is really short. Your site probably short. All right, but your clarify is where you go on to explain and make clear. You want to have kind of the goal of your clarify to be Sai understands where I'm coming from. I'm helping him see what I have seen. All right. And so that is what you should be striving to do with your clarify. Okie dokie, is to help me see what you see. Get the idea, like clear picture. Okay, I think I rattled on enough about that. All right. Then finally, down here, you're going to turn that into a paragraph. Okay. Yes, you'll probably have to modify it a little bit to make it work as a coherent paragraph. And we totally expect you to do that by either adding words, taking words out, using transitions. Okay. It won't be a long paragraph. All right. But I imagine it'll be anywhere from, in total, 5 to probably 7 sentences long, depending how long your clarify is. How long does your clarify have to be? As long as you need it to be to make it clear. All right. Once you're done with writing your paragraph here, and again, guys, it's mostly just about copying and pasting, and then making sure that you organize it and adjust it in such a way that it all fits together as a coherent paragraph. And then I need you to highlight using these colors your claim, your site, and your clarify. All right. So please do that after you're done here, and then please make sure you read it to make sure that it makes sense in terms of all fits together. All right. The links aren't here yet, but they will be here soon. You're going to self-assess this, and you're going to do this with a self-check. All right. Really, it's going to be kind of a team deal, because I'm going to go through and make videos for claim, cite, and clarify, reminding you of what to look for as you self-assess. Okay. At the end, after you've done that, how did you do in general? What did the self-check feedback reveal? All right. And then what will you do better next time? Okay. Now, I don't necessarily need you to go back and fix the things that maybe you need to do better or differently next time. I would just rather you talk to me about them down here. All right. And so this is kind of your self check going in. We have 2 other learning checks coming with Freedom Riders. All right. And so this is just a kind of a refresher and a warm up. All right. And kind of going back into reminding you what the CCC process looks like. Hopefully this helps. Again, those links aren't there yet, but there will be links. All right. And then to self-assess, I do need you to go in and watch those videos. Okie dokie. All right. Hopefully this helps, guys. As always, if you need more clarification or information, reach out, please.